Hi, my loves. Welcome in. It's evening time. I don't often do an evening reading. I like to do the morning readings. But here we are. I'm going to light a candle, help cleanse our space. Wonderful. I have these old-fashioned wooden matches. Oh, this is a big flame and it doesn't want to go out. Interesting. It wouldn't go out with me shaking it back and forth. I had to actually blow it out. That's powerful. Someone's flame here is quite powerful. You are shining bright. You are resilient. You're withholding a lot of pressure. You are able to withstand someone or your environment, perhaps your career, something here. You're able to withstand all the back and forth, the upheaval, anything that's going on. You're able to withstand it. No one can put you out right now. Oh, I love that. I love that. Yeah, we'll take that as a message. All right. Beautiful. I thought about scrying. I haven't done a scrying message in quite a long time, so I have a notepad here, and I'm going to leave it here. Somehow that came to me, but I'm not quite yet feeling the urge, so it may arrive as we begin this reading. So I think I'll just tap into the energy a little bit. I'm trying to understand what I'm feeling. I was picking up on this idea between religion, science, and spirituality. And I was looking at these three entities and realizing each of them contain the underpinning of economics. Each of them are an institution governed by economics. And it makes it quite difficult to fully appreciate the depth that each of these entities can take you to when economics is behind it. And I thought, well, maybe what is not so consumed by economics and instead can still hold true or truer than these other three things that are influenced by economics. And I thought about philosophy, and I thought, well, perhaps philosophy is not as governed by economics. Most philosophies are, well, we have ancient philosophies, but then we have philosophers, and most philosophers, were pretty challenged, or they were well received. They had to write papers. They made observation. They, did all these things. So I don't know. There's something here about diverging away from the economics of what it is that you're trying to achieve and stepping into the truer nature with no motive but to philosophize about it. No motive but to be in it, to observe. The other thought I had was that each of these, including philosophy, all four of these essentially follow the scientific method. The scientific method. Yeah. I don't remember every step. I may get it incorrect here. I may have to look it up. But, thinking about the scientific method, usually there is an idea or an hypothesis. And from that hypothesis, you decide to design an experiment. And from that experiment, you will make observations. And from those observations, you will gather the results. And from those results, you will garner an interpretation. And from that interpretation, you may either decide to conduct more experiments. You may decide to modify the hypothesis. You may decide to double down on the hypothesis, right? You begin to explore further. And that's what I saw as the common ground with all four of these: religion, science, spirituality, and philosophy. They all have a similar approach. It's sort of the blueprint of an approach, right? Think about even if you're going to problem solve, or if you're going to try to, problem solve keeps popping up in my mind. There's got to be more than problem solving. Let's say you're going to map out a career path for yourself, right? You could essentially map out the scientific method and see how well that would come through. You can conduct very small experiments as you go through it. Interesting. So let's see. What else? All right, let's begin with tarot. Tarot just popped out at me. So let's begin with tarot. What do we have here? The Wild Unknown Tarot. Let's see what we get. Let's see what we get. So now I kind of have all these different moving ideas coming through. That flame was quite powerful. The first card that I see here is the Two of Pentacles on this beautiful butterfly. Wings really spread open, wings coming really high and really low. And across the body is the infinity sign, Two of Pentacles. Oh wow, Four of Pentacles. The Four of Pentacles. Interesting, let's keep going. The Four of Pentacles has all these strings coming across it. It reminds me, I don't know what generation you're from, but from my generation, when we were children, we used to play with a string that made a giant loop, and we used to put it around our wrist, stick our finger in there, pull it apart, and then someone else would come and pull the strings and tuck under, and then their hands would take over the string, and we would play this back and forth and try to get it tied up, or get the other person to mess up and not catch the string. That's what I see on this Four of Pentacles, kind of taking me back to childhood or games, or something that, I don't know, that's kind of interesting. All right, what else do we have here? We have the Fool. The Fool. Oh, wow. And the High Priestess. One more, please. One more, please. The Three of Wands. The Three of Wands. I want to put these in the order that they've come out. I need to clear my table here a little bit. The Three of Wands. Let's do one more. Too many. That's too many, but the top card of that stack is the Eight of Pentacles. So again, Pentacles wanting to come out here. Interesting. Let's get one more card, please. One more card. I'm going to clarify this top row, actually. One more card, please. There we go. The Sun of Wands. Sun of Wands. S-O-N. Sun. The Sun. Sun of Wands. On this single wand is a serpent twisting around, rising up to the peak of the wand where it looks like a sunburst, actually. So a little bit of play on words there. Play on words. Interesting. Interesting. So this Two of Pentacles, let's go back here. The Two of Pentacles and the Four of Pentacles. I want to get the booklet for this and see what it says. I want to see what it says about this. So with the Two of Pentacles, the Two of Pentacles signifies inevitable change. It is inevitable. It is going to happen. Since the Pentacles suit relates to earthly possessions, this usually means a new job or financial situation or a move. Even if you fear this change, it needs to happen and might even be fun. I just said play on words. Fun. Face it with the grace of a newly formed butterfly, a world of possibilities balanced upon your delicate wings. That's lovely. That's really lovely. So this change is inevitable. I'm still wondering if that is going to bring us back to religion, science, spirituality, and philosophy. I'm still wondering about that. Okay, let's keep going. We have the Four of Pentacles. Possession, control. Yeah. Four of Pentacles. The Four of Pentacles first suggests material gain and stability. Only good news for your bank account and home. Yet, underneath the surface, this is a card of warning. Do not become possessive or controlling. Holding on too tightly to the material world will leave you rigid, stagnant, and displeasing to others. Wealth is a concept. Now I'm understanding. The messages I was getting around religion, science, and spirituality is that they're all institutions of economics. And to have a little caution. It's the fool's journey, right? The next card is the Fool. And I don't mean it in like, how foolish of you to take one of those three paths. No, I don't mean it that way. But I mean, you can go into it with the naivete that economics is not present in those three things. But it is. It is present. But you going into that, one of those three entities, religion, science, or spirituality, can end up in that journey where you think you're really learning about yourself, you're growing inside, and you will have those experiences, but you will have a little bit of disillusionment when you start to realize how profound and huge the business aspects are of those three entities. Okay, that's really what I'm feeling here. Something is drawing you in, so maybe there needs to be a deeper understanding for yourself what it is that you're after. What are you after? What are you after? Let's go to the Fool here. Let's look at the Fool. I have not used this particular tarot, the Wild Unknown Tarot, too often. It's pretty new for me. And the cards are beautiful. I've used the Archetype deck far more, and the Animal Spirit deck, which I start to get confused with because they each have the same back. So, all right, I have the Fool here, spontaneity and innocence. Yeah, that's what I was picking up on, right? A little bit of that naivete. And it's not that you're a fool to embark on these journeys of either religion, science, or spirituality. It's just there's an innocence in your approach as you go through these three things. You're not going to realize immediately that there's this underpinning of wealth and business and a whole economic stream that's going on beneath the surface. The Fool is ready to fly. His young wings ache for flight. It's a picture of a small little chick on a thin branch being tempted to step off the branch with one foot, but not doing it. All right. With a single step, he leaves behind the comfort of the nest to begin the journey through the major arcana. Is he ready? Is he ready? Will he fall? This is a card about beginnings. It points to the side of you that is spontaneous, excited, naive, and inexperienced. Others may doubt your abilities. Be ready to be called the Fool. Be ready to fall. No matter what people say about you, this is your journey and it's already begun. My God, that explains the match in the beginning. It would not go out. That match would not go out. I'm shaking it. It would not go out. I had to put it up to my mouth and blow it out. I mean, that is you. That is be ready to fall. No matter what people say about you, this is your journey and it's already begun. You have already embarked on this journey. That is powerful. Wow. The High Priestess is next. The High Priestess. And, what's interesting here is, so between the Fool and the High Priestess, is the Magician. Now, we don't have the Magician card, but I find it very interesting that that is one step away. The Fool to the High Priestess, separated by the Magician. Let's read the High Priestess, and then I want to read the Magician, because I want you to have an understanding of the bridge between the Fool and the High Priestess. Okay, the bridge. That bridge is important. Something about this bridge, understanding what begins the journey and what is going to make you leap over to this other thing. I think that's where philosophy came in at the beginning. I don't know. Let's see. Something about that. The High Priestess, mystery, psychic wisdom. The High Priestess sits in stillness. From there, she's able to access realms others pass by without noticing. The vast world of intuition, dreams, and mystery. She uses silence and non-action to harness this power. Sometimes this card appears to remind you to listen more closely to the voice within. Other times, it's a sign to look past the obvious. Look past the obvious, to find what's being kept secret or hidden within a given situation. Acknowledge the shadows, acknowledge the economics underpinning religion, science, and spirituality. Acknowledge it. Oh, well, let's go to the Magician, because there is something here between the Fool and the High Priestess. The Fool is spontaneity. The Fool is ready, excited, naive, wanting to embark, so curious about it. The High Priestess is still. It is about stillness. It is about non-action. It is about receiving. It is about listening. It is about looking past the smoke and mirrors, right? It's looking past it all. It sees the veneer. It's not fooled anymore. It has the experience of life. So let's go to the Magician, and this is the bridge now. What takes you from the Fool to the High Priestess? Self-empowerment action. God, that's so beautiful. The Magician is a card of boundless, expansive energy. Whereas many of the major arcana deal with stillness or aspects of the mind, this card is all about action, action, action. It's time to see yourself as the wildcat. Embrace his speed, grace, and abilities. Don't be afraid to begin. You have the power of all four elements within your reach. Now is the time to use them. So what this tells me, you have already embarked on the Fool's journey. You have embarked upon it. You are on this journey. And through this journey, you become the High Priestess. And the way you become the High Priestess is by being this Magician. As you're on this journey, grab hold of your action. Grab hold of your discernment. Grab hold of what is going to drive you. Grab hold of your intention. Don't just be like that flame couldn't put you out. You're not, no one's going to shake you, right? No one's going to shake you. Hold on to that. Hold on to that. Wow. That quick, you see, that quick, you are resilient. You are determined on this journey. All right, let's go to the Three of Wands. Three of Wands. Envisioning the future. Envisioning the future. And what the card looks like here is really quite beautiful. The three wands have created a triangle with each other, and each wand is tied to the other wand through thin strings, and the triangle looks like a portal, and in this portal are all the colors of the chakras. It's really, really beautiful, with a little white in the center, kind of interweaving through all the different colors. It's really gorgeous. The Three of Wands indicates you had continued support from others, perhaps from your parents or two good friends. With their help, you've formed a sense of self, of your values and morals. But now it's time to rely on yourself for guidance. Clarify your goals and cast others' needs and opinions aside. The future is infinite, and it is yours. No one else can see through its layers of light and shadow. No one else can see through its layers of light and shadow, because the future is yours. It's infinite and it's yours. I think you know this. I actually think you know this. And I think that's why the fourth entity of philosophy, being a philosopher, came through. You don't want to be governed by economics. You don't want to be governed by dogma. You want the freedom to ebb and flow as you need, based on observation, based on your experience. Maybe you travel. Let's see what the Son of Wands is about. Son of Wands. Charming, adventurous. The Son of Wands is a true charmer. He's handsome and adventurous and seems to say all the right things. Some call him the White Knight of the Tarot. But at some point, you may find he becomes hard to know. Trust your instinct with this one. Perfection is an illusion. Perfection is an illusion. This is interesting. He's charming. Some call him the White Knight of the Tarot, but at some point you may find he becomes hard to know. Trust your instinct with this one. Perfection is an illusion. Now, clearly you've embarked on a journey. The choice has been made from the very first card, the Two of Pentacles. And then you have the Four of Pentacles, and then the Fool and the High Priestess, and the Three of Wands. And now you have the Son of Wands. And something about being a charmer and perfection is an illusion. Perfection is an illusion. I'm going to clarify the Son of Wands, please. Clarify the Son of Wands. Oh, they're being fussy. There it is. Judgment. Yeah. That's beautiful. Okay, so I think this is just telling you to really discern. You know, again, looking past the smoke and mirrors, something might look really, really perfect. You may be charmed by this entity, by this person, maybe by a career. You might be charmed by it. But there's something here. Nothing is perfect in this world. Nothing is perfect. Only you will know. Only you can decipher. Use your judgment. Beautiful. Okay, so we know what that is. Let's see. I want to move into there's another deck that kept popping up into my mind, and it's kind of like a clarifying deck. I want to see what state you need to be in. Now, where did I put it? Oh, here it is. Okay. All right. I want to know, as you go on this journey, what can you do to gain clarity, to have proper judgment? What are the things that you could do that are going to keep you steady, that are going to keep you resilient? Let's get a few of them. Let's see. We have 3. I want a few more. All right. A couple more. Oh, okay. That last batch was too many, and then 2 flew out together. So we'll take those 2. Okay. Wow. Home and heritage. So the question is, what do you need to help you along this journey? What is it that you need to help you along this journey? To keep your resilience, to keep your proper discernment, to not be overtaken by the fool's journey of being naive, but really stay in your high priestess energy, being able to even dance between those two, right? To even take the bridging between those two, the empowerment of the magician. Okay, so we have here home and heritage. Home and heritage. If you find yourself on this journey and you're not quite sure, you can't really get to your judgment or your discernment, return to inner peace and self-acceptance, feeling grounded and at ease with who you are, Cherish the wisdom and experiences of the past, passing them to the future. So maybe understanding your heritage and your home. The fact that these two came out together, and thinking about the Fool, where the Fool has to leave the guidance of the parents, it doesn't mean that you don't hold to the lessons of the guidance you received, right? Don't go out in the Fool's journey as completely naive. You know the stories from your home life, from your parents, from your heritage. You know their stories. It's not that you're going to repeat their story, but their story had lessons that you can leverage. You don't have to relearn the same lesson. You can pull from that information. Have patience. Okay, have patience. Beautiful things take time. And remember, you got the perfection card. Nothing is perfect. Beautiful things take time. Let yourself grow stronger in waiting. Don't be afraid to wait. There is no alarm clock that is going to go off. There is nothing that you need to reach before a certain period of time. You are right where you need to be in the moment you are there. And the moment you are there, you are meant to be there. You don't have to rush. You don't have to, feel that fire of impatience. Allow yourself to come into taking your time. Let beauty grow with time, in space and time. Let it have its moment. Inspiration. Oh, what a beautiful light bulb here. Gain insights and wisdom from life. Yeah, if you rush through, you're going to lose out on the insights and the wisdom from the experience. You know, I talk about the cobblestone way, right? Taking time to put both feet on that one cobblestone instead of walking one foot on one cobblestone, the next foot on the other, never fully touching ground on that single cobblestone. No, take your time, put both feet on that cobblestone, get grounded and rooted in that cobblestone, and let the wisdom of that experience actually come through and rise up within you. Let it rise up in you. Guidance. Seek wisdom from within and others to illuminate your path and guide your decisions. The best way to do that is if you put 2 feet on the one cobblestone. Anchor in self. This is the last card. Anchor in self. Find your center within. Remaining steadfast despite external storms. And you have the internal flame to do that. You have the internal flame to be resilient. But resilience is not about charging on and just enduring. It is about coming back, slowing down, being patient. Don't rush. In order to go fast, you must first have rest. So don't forget about your rest. Don't forget about self-care here. Let's see. What do I want to get next? I want to know what types of things you might encounter on this journey. What are some of the things you might encounter on this journey? Let's turn to cosmic energy here. Let's look at the cosmic energy oracle deck and see what types of situations you may encounter. What might this person encounter? A few more, please. A few more. I like how particular the cards are being in this reading. Everything is so particular. Okay, the first card that came out is Mercury retrograde. Now, you know, it says things like the electronic issues, communication issues, reviewing everything. But what I am perceiving from this, Mercury retrograde, there's a little car here. So it tells me you're on a travel. You're traveling. You're on this journey. The picture of the car, Mercury retrograde. But what it tells me is communication might be confusing. Some communication might be confusing. Either communication coming into you or even what you are trying to communicate. And this again tells me about being patient. Be patient. Don't rush to do things. Understand that communication is really powerful, right? And it's difficult sometimes to find the right words. Our language is so limited. Words are so limited in really conveying deeply what we feel. So take your time. I talked about scrying earlier. You know, that kept coming to me, like maybe I should get my journal out and scribe. But now I'm wondering for you, if that is a technique that you use, maybe you use scrying as a way to tap into that high priestess energy, as a way to feel through what is going on in your environment. So if that's one of your tools, I think you'll need to turn to that as you're on this journey. And then the next card is yes. And there's this cute little ladybug on here, and it says luck is on your side. This journey for you, luck is on your side. Think about the ladybug. You can just get up and fly and go off. Luck is on your side. Lady luck. Beautiful. And then we have the fire sign, and I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised to get the fire sign. So this is Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Thinking back to the flame, and we could not put that fire out. You are fiery. You are fiery. Hold on to that energy. That is your energy. You are determined. And, fire signs really enjoy travel, right? What's going to fuel your fire? What fuels your fire? Yeah. Be mindful of shiny objects. Be mindful of the economics underpinning, what is really going on. So don't be too, what's it called? Too attracted to those smoke and mirrors. Always think what is past the obvious, right? We have that in the tarot. And then the final card that came out here is let go. Let go. Make room for the new beginning on its way to you now. That is so beautiful. That is so beautiful. There is a new beginning. Oh my God, and it's the butterfly. You're kidding me. We started this reading with the butterfly and we've ended with the butterfly. You are on a growth journey. This is really quite profound for you because you have so many blessings traveling with you right now. You are really grounded and rooted in a deep understanding of life. I'm coming back to the philosopher. You are approaching this journey as the philosopher. That now has become very clear to me that this is the message here. This is the message. You yourself are the philosopher already. You are not consumed by the shrouds of religion, science, or spirituality. You are able to discern and decipher. You have really good judgment. You have the Son of Wands, and you have guidance coming in from all over the place, and luck is on your side. I mean, my God, this is the journey of journeys. What a way to be on a journey, to have the energy of the Fool, the energy of the High Priestess, and just be surrounded by so much protection. Like, I just feel like you're so protected on this journey. This is so beautiful. All right, I want to end this reading with Goddess Kuan Yin and see what message she has for this journey for you. What does she want to tell you? Again, fussy. See, there is something very particular here. So this one flipped, but it didn't come out. Nectar of the Lotus. All right, I'm going to just set it aside. Let's keep going. Fussy. Oh, there we go. Okay. Call of the Dancing Crane. Call of the Dancing Crane. Oh, what a beautiful picture. All right. The dancing crane moves through the waters and muddy marsh with elegance and grace. Sometimes the waters of our emotional life become stagnant and will benefit from the healing movement, grace and beauty of the dancing crane. The call of the dancing crane is a reminder that sound can be healing too. Explore movement, sound, and beauty to help you heal and release old emotions and become radiant and free. That's beautiful. This may be a healing journey for you. This may actually be a healing journey. Maybe you are in that layer of healing where you have opened up as this beautiful butterfly. You've already been on this journey for some time. And this is one of the final aspects of the journey to help you heal. And to be the dancing crane. To use sound. Use sound. Turn to sound. All right, my loves, that's what I have for you. Bye-bye.